Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here for some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero updates, and today we have some good news in regards to the future of the game. So here we have two different posts by the official Dragon Ball Games Twitter page. This is the first one, and it says, "Attention Dragon Ball Sparking Zero players. To ensure a fair and enjoyable gaming experience, we are strengthening timeout penalties against players with excessive disconnection or quitting rates during online matches." And if you ask me, that's definitely a step forward in the right direction. Huge shoutouts to Bandai Namco and Spike Chunsoft for listening to players' feedback. Not only that, they provided a survey for us to take to give them even more feedback, which is great as well. But recently, a lot of players have been voicing their opinions, which is a good thing, mind you. You know, just giving some good criticism. And Spike Chunsoft, the developers, and Bandai Namco being the publishers, they are now aware of the rage quitting problem, because lately I haven't recently been playing Sparking Zero ranked as much as before, but you know, like the first couple weeks, I'm sure it's still a problem now, but people have been rage quitting constantly, and it's kind of annoying to the point where you just don't want to play online ranked matches anymore. So their solution to the problem, hopefully this isn't the final solution, because in my personal opinion, I don't think it's necessarily the best solution. All they're doing is strengthening timeout penalties. So we'll go ahead and read some of the posts down below this post here, just because we have some extra good feedback. But this is the official Bandai Namco support page, of course, the Sparking Zero support page, and this is what the penalty system was already like when the game first dropped, you know, back in October. So right here it says, regarding penalties in ranked matches, go ahead and click on that, and it says, in this title, to maintain fair gameplay in ranked matches, penalties are imposed on players who repeatedly disconnect or engage in disruptive behavior, you know, which is a plus, that's normal. During a penalty, matchmaking time will increase according to the penalty level. So that's like how it technically already was. So this tweet specifically dropped about 5 days ago on the 22nd of November. It's currently the 27th of November. I know I am a bit late, but hey, I was playing Xenoverse 2 DLC Pack 18. Shout out to y'all. So that's all they're doing, just strengthening the original penalty system. So instead of waiting, like the original 1 to 2 minutes to find an opponent in ranks, now it's just going to take a bit longer, like 5 or 10 minutes, whatever it may be. However, if we do keep on reading, it does say, if multiple penalties occur, an indefinite suspension from ranked matches may be imposed, which, yeah, that's great. That's great, but we need a bit more, just because this is if the rage quitter keeps on rage quitting, right? What happens after they rage quit the first match? Nothing really, except, you know, they have to wait, instead of 2 minutes, 5 minutes now to fight the next opponent. Penalties for disconnections will be applied uniformly regardless of whether the disconnection was intentional or not. So let's say if, you know, we're playing a match, me against somebody else, and it was a genuine disconnect. You know, our connection is just not the best out here in the streets. It is what it is. It was a genuine disconnect. We would still get a penalty for that, even though it wasn't necessarily our fault. So the Sparking Zero netcode, I'm sure that's pretty good. I haven't necessarily you know, ran into too many issues. So let's say if I'm fighting someone with good connection or connection similar to mine, you know, we normally just play the match out until somebody wins, right? It's just the rage quitting that's the main problem. If we get a genuine disconnection, then it is what it is. You know, we have to live with it. But in regards to the players who are rage quitting, this is what they can do to essentially come back from it. Penalties will gradually be lifted by completing matches normally. So the people who do rage quit, you know, they'll know that they're being penalized just because it is taking a bit longer to search for a match, right? So once they know that, they'll just be like, oh, let me just play a couple matches normally before I don't get the indefinite suspension. It's just not necessarily the best system if you ask me. However, you know, the epic Sparking Zero community still providing the best feedback as possible. Massive thanks to Slow for sharing this, and I definitely agree with this. He said, please make it so that the person who disconnects will get a loss while the person who didn't will get the win. So the rage quitter, you know, they'll lose their ranked points, you know, it will count as an official loss. And for the person who didn't rage quit, you know, they'll get the additional points into their character rank, the total team rank, whatever it may be. So we have the doctor over here. They still keep their rank though, and that's what's interesting about this. We don't necessarily know exactly what this new penalty system is referring to. Well, I guess, yeah, going back to what I said before, strengthening timeout penalties. This isn't the answer. We need rage quitters to lose score in ranked for the people who stayed to receive the W and gain score. Yeah, so essentially what we said before, if you disconnect on purpose, then you definitely should be losing points. That's like what the general consensus is so far. We have Minato. If you can verify who disconnected for the timeout penalty, please also ensure said players receive a loss. Yeah, exactly. If you can, identify who's disconnecting to hand out the penalties, then I'm sure you can also hand out, the losses and wins to the players as well. So that's the first tweet that I wanted to go over. Now, for the second one over here, this actually drops earlier today, this morning. To all Dragon Ball Sparking Zero players, attention, attention. We will be updating the character rank points for all the players whose points were reset using recalibrated points. The recalibrated points may differ from the points before the reset. However, please be assured that the recalibrated points are accurate. So this update will be happening tomorrow night, I believe. Yeah, so it says right here, Silvers will undergo maintenance on all platforms on November 29th at 6 o'clock Central European Time and 14 o'clock Japanese Standard Time. Now, over here in the US, that will be the 28th, 21 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is, 9 p.m. Pacific Time. And it will last for around 5 hours. So the maintenance will end around 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is probably the best way to go about that, because I don't think a lot of the player base is up playing Sparking Zero at midnight anyway, or 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Usually the best time for a maintenance to happen is very, very early in the morning or at night. So I think this is pretty good. It's a 5-hour maintenance. Of course, the unavailable modes will consist of custom battle, world library, so we can't, play other people's missions, and ranked matches for 5 hours. We can do it, guys. We can make it for 5 hours. Anyway, so I'm glad that they're kind of following up from the previous update, because remember, we've already received one update back in October, about a month ago. They dropped a couple of tweets saying that the update will go live. Yeah, right here on the 24th of October. They nerfed Yajirobe, something to do with the skill count system. I think he starts off with 0 skill count, and they nerfed the Sensu. And a couple other, mechanics. Like, I believe there's this one issue that they fixed where if you were playing on standard controls and the other opposing member was playing with the classic controls, you couldn't necessarily switch out characters. You couldn't perform super attacks. Something odd, right? I think they fixed some of that stuff. And down here, the following tweet, they said that there's still some remaining issues. One of them being the character rank resets to 0. So this is still an ongoing issue, but going back to the tweet we just read, the one that they dropped this morning, yeah, it seems like they're going to be doing an update for this again tomorrow on the 28th around 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right? So they're still working behind the scenes. They are aware of some of the issues, problems, and they're just trying to fix the game, patch the game, which is something I definitely appreciate. Shout outs to the Sparking Zero team, Bandai Namco, Spike Chunsoft, the Dragon Ball Games for keeping us updated. And real quick, going off topic, this isn't necessarily a huge issue, but with tomorrow's maintenance that will be fixing and recalibrating the character rank points, I think it'll be cool if they just update the leaderboard or make it a bit more accurate. So over here on the PlayStation 5, as you can see, I'm currently 17th placed as Z and Goku, top 20, let's go. And here are my, stats. It says I have 278 wins with a win rate of 61.9%. And a total character points of 14,614, right? Pretty cool. But if we take a look at Little Mercs, a shout out to Little Mercs, you know, another Z End Goku main out there. It says that they have 1 win. And again, this has nothing to do with the player. This is just the leaderboard being very inaccurate, because no way you can just get 1 win and be 18th place. You know what I'm saying? If we go up here to the number 1 spot, the player, yeah, first rank right there. Again, no shade to the player. You know, they deserve that number 1 spot. You know, I'm not even talking about that. It's just the leaderboard, again, itself. It's very inaccurate in terms of the numbers. It says that they have 0 wins. How can you have 0 wins and be at the top of the leaderboard? So it's just that being very inaccurate. I feel like they need to update that, you know, make it as accurate as possible. Connection errors and online matching issues. Now, this could kind of fall in line with this tweet right here. Again, they're strengthening the timeout penalties. And obviously, connection errors is, you know, it could be referring to the rage quitting problem. So that's kind of like 2 check marks in a way. You know, online matching issues, again, that could just be genuine, you know, internet problems, which, you know, still happens to this day. But rage quitting, I feel like they need to implement a better system, like what we mentioned before and all these other guys. Corrupted save data, we have not heard anything about this just yet, so we have to stay tuned, wait for a bit more information. To me, it kind of seems like they're just going down a list. Wait, no, so the character rank resets, that's going to be resolved tomorrow with their recalibrated points, right? The connection errors, again, I think that's referring to the rage quit. They're strengthening the timeout penalties. So corrupted save data, yeah, stay tuned for that. Which says, we apologize to all affected players and thank you for your patience. Hey, shout out to Bandai Namco, Spike Chunsoft once again for, you know, working hard behind the scenes. Now, we do have this over here. Remember when they first dropped the tournament, the Dramatic Showdown tournament event? I believe this is still ongoing. Yeah, there's like a whole situation with this. I might make a separate video. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, there's still going to be a December patch. Attention players, we're gearing up for a patch to adjust some battle mechanics in December of 2024. So next month, we don't necessarily know if it's early December, mid, or even late December. Stay tuned to the channel because I'll keep you guys posted. Obviously, this December update is not referring to this maintenance that's going to be dropping tomorrow because it's not December. So it's kind of cool how they're doing patch updates and, you know, kind of like small maintenance updates at the same time. So again, that's something that we can definitely appreciate. Yeah, just wanted to go over the couple tweets that the official Dragon Ball Games posted. Thank you guys for the immense support as always, and I'll see you guys in the next Sparking Zero video. Peace!